Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, we were talking and in between we have got cut. We will continue the Quranic session for till we finish, and then we will go on to the grammar. This would otherwise have been a grammar session, but we have very little part of the Quranic part left. So inshallah we will cover that and then we will go ahead. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'll start the screen share where we had left. Okay, so we were here. So these are the things that people raise questions about, and we should be well able to answer all these allegations and things that are there. So first, we should have enough knowledge so that we'll be able to refute them. If not, we take help of scholars who would be able to help us in that. Right. So coming to the hadith of the day, narrated Abu Musa, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the example of a believer who recites the Quran and acts upon it is like a citron which tastes nice and smells nice. So what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam wants us to do is to recite the Quran also and act on it also. Then our example is like something which tastes nice and has nice smell also. And the example of a believer who does not recite the Quran but acts on it, right? He is not reciting it, but he is acting on it, is like a date, which tastes good, but has no smell. So there are some people who may not be able to recite too well, but they are cautious about what acts they are doing and whether they are in line with the Quran or no. They may not be reciting very well, but still they are having that thing in themselves that they would want to follow it at least, right? So this is the example of a date. And the example of a hypocrite who recites the Quran is like a raihana, which is a sweet basil, which smells good but tastes bitter, which means that externally it looks nice, but actually internally it is not good, right? And the example of a hypocrite who does not recite the Quran is like a colocynth, which tastes bitter and has a bad smell also, right? So the Prophet ﷺ has given an example of each type of personality. We have to see which type of personality we are falling into. So a good thing would be to one who recites also and acts also, which is good smell and good taste. And if a believer is not able to recite too well, but still his acting on it well and following its halal and haram properly is like a date which tastes good, which means internally it is having some goodness, but has no smell, which means he is not giving it to others. If he's learning it and reciting it, he's giving it to others also. So his smelling also good. And the example of a hypocrite is the one who recites the Quran is like is smelling good because he is reciting the Quran and others are maybe benefiting from it, but he himself inside is bitter. Okay. And the example of a hypocrite who does not recite the Quran, and which means he does not follow it also, is like something which tastes bitter and has a bad smell, right? So we have to try and achieve at least the best thing, which means tastes nice and smells nice, which means learn, recite and act. If not, at least act well, so that that is the second category. And may Allah Ta'ala protect us from being a hypocrite and who are not following the Quran at all, and just showing people that they are Muslims and they are like following the Quran. So the key words in this pointer are al-khasirun, may Allah protect us and not make us from the khasirun, tattabi'a and tarda. These are the key pointer words. Ataynahumul kitab, we gave them the book, we have given you the book, we have given them the book, we have given him the book. This is simple. Ataynahum, we gave them al-kitab, the book. Okay. The example of a believer who recites the Quran and acts on it. So he's reciting also and acting also. So what is that? Tastes nice, smells nice, which is a citron. Okay. We should fulfill all the rights of the Quran, and they are all of it. We have to recite it with tajweed, understand it, ponder it, and implement on it. The word tilawa has two meanings. What are they? To recite, to ponder, to follow, to teach. So teaching is not there, pondering is not there, it is reciting and following. So alhamdulillah, if we take the full ayat together, and the Jews and the Christians will never be pleased with you until you follow their religion. Say indeed the guidance of Allah is the guidance, And if you follow their desires after what has come to you of the knowledge, you will have neither any protector from Allah nor any helper. May Allah protect us from this and not let us follow into their desires. Those to whom we have given the book, recite it as it should be recited. They believe in it, and who disbelieves in it, it is those who are the losers. So if we are studying the book and following the book, we can say that Allah Ta'ala is saying, I have given you the book, right? So it is like a one-to-one. Alladhina ataynahum, right? So this is how it should be. Lessons, we've already seen this before. The Prophet ﷺ tried his best to invite the people of the book. Allah told him that they will not be pleased until he follows them. True guidance is from Allah only. We should stick to it. We should do proper tilawah of the Quran, that is recited properly, and follow its teachings. What plan we can make from here is keep us firm on the belief. Let not the mischief of the distractors distract us from following the Quran. What is going ahead? Got stuck. I just stop share and then maybe share again. Okay. Okay. So sample plan is, inshallah, I will prepare myself to explain others the right message of Islam in the best possible way. We have to be prepared for this because every day we are seeing something happening around us. Okay, so coming to the Asma and Af'al, millata is the singular and the plural of millatun is milal, milalun. Okay, ahwa is the plural and the singular is hawa. Ilm and the plural of ilm is ulum, which is a broken plural. All are broken plurals. Okay, these words are already we have seen. Alima on the pattern of sami'a, alima, ya'lamu, i'lam, alim, ma'lum, ilm. Then we have kafara, yakfuru on bab nasara, yansuru, kafara, yakfuru, ukfur, kafir, makfur, and kufr. Then khasira is also on bab sami'a, khasira, yakhsaru, not yakhsuru, yakhsaru on bab sami'a. So khasira, yakhsaru, ikhsar, khasir, makhsur, and khusrun. This is loss. Radya is root words are ra, dod, and ya. Radya, yarda, irda, radin, mardiyun, and ridwan. So it's a very commonly used word, 64 times. Then we have hada, 239 times. Hada, yahdi, ihdi, hadin, mahdiyun, and hidayah. Ja'a is to come. Ja'a yaji'u, ji, ja'in, the comer. Maji'un, the thing that is come. Majiyah, the coming. Then the word for today is tilawa. So tala on the pattern of da'a, tala, yathlu, utlu, talin, matlubun, and tilawa. So then we have the word tattabi, ittabi, and on the ikhtalafa pattern, ittaba'a, yattabi'u, ittabi', muttabi'un, muttaba'un, and ittiba'un. Don't get confused with this shadda and don't think that it is the bab allama, right? That confusion can come because of the shadda, but because of the ta, it is bab ikhtalafa yakhtalifu ifti'al, bab ifti'al. Ittaba'a, yattabi'u, ittabi', and it's a very commonly used word 140 times, right? So ittaba'a, yattabi'u, ittabi', muttabi', muttaba', ittiba'un. This we have seen a lot of times. Ata means to give. Ata and ata are different. So ata is to give. On bab aslama, ata, yu'ti, atin, mu'tin, mu'ta, and ita'un means giving. To believe is amana. On again one aslama, amana, yu'minu, amin, mu'min, mu'min, and iman. Then we have the hammers and choppers. Okay, they have actually missed on the hammer is lan. They did not mark this. So walan tarda, but here we are not having fatha because of the ya, alif maksura, which is non-declinable. It will always have a sound of a only. Then we have hatta, which is also hammer, which is called tattabi a. Because of hatta, you have a fatha after that. Waman yakfur. This is conditional. And who disbelieves. Bihi. Okay. So suppose if it is waman yakfuru, what is the difference in the meaning then? Anybody? If we have here, we have a may yakfur. Okay. If we have may yakfuru, what will be the difference in the meaning?
Plural, no? Yakfuru.
No, no. Kafara yakfuru with a single. I'll write down so that you understand this. It is all that we have done, but when questions are posed, it becomes a little easier to understand things. I'll write it with a bigger font so that it is understandable, right? So here you have my yak fur.
So this my
Is a sukoon. So if we have
is also
if we have
say jazm.
Yeah, so that is jazim. So that instead of jazim, if you have a dhamma here, kafara yakfuru, then what is the difference and the meaning? You have may yakfur versus may yakfuru. So may yakfuru, man means who, yakfuru, who disbelieves. Okay. And may yakfur means if you disbelieve. This is a conditional sentence. When you have man with a sukoon, it is with when you have a sukoon, this is conditional. When you don't have sukoon, there is no condition. Okay, that is the difference. So may yakfur means if you disbelieve in it, then you are the khasirun. This is conditional sentence. If we say may yakfuru, who disbelieves? Should I write it in English? I'll write it in English. I think people are getting confused. So may yakfuru means who disbelieves. Okay. And you have with the sukoon, then if he disbelieves. Okay. Is this clear now? If you have yakfuru, kafara yakfuru, yakfuru means he disbelieves. May yakfuru, who disbelieves. And if you have may yakfur, if he disbelieves. Are you understanding the difference? With sukoon.
My yakfur means it is conditional.
Yes.
If he disbelieves.
That's right. That's
and
right.
Who disbelieves.
Correct. So when you're seeing the words, that is why the i'rab is important. Why I am highlighting this is what we are learning in Nahwu. When we say may yakfur, and if he disbelieves or whoever disbelieves or who disbelieves in it, then ulaika humul khasirun. Then he is going to be khasirun, right? But when you have may yakfur, who disbelieves, then you'll have some other thing. It is not a condition. Okay. Then you translate each word as it is. Man means who, yakfuru means he disbelieves. And may yakfur, if he disbelieves, then he is whatever. Then you'll have a condition coming after it. Okay. Is that clear to all of you, or should I repeat it?
Yes, sir. Okay. But here on la in ittaba'ta. This is lam plus in, no? Wa la in.
Yes, la is surely.
But this is the next ittaba'ta is a
Ah.
past tense, no?
Yes. Yes.
So like it's a translation, and if you follow, not followed,
Yeah. Correct. Because of in, no, if
because
if
it
is a condition. So if that condition is met, that's why it is used in present tense.
present.
So it is like saying
Translation will
if
be
you
like
had, no. See, it is like this. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is not going to do this ever. Okay. Now Allah Ta'ala is saying, if you had done this, agar tumne ye kiya hota, it is like saying ki, okay, you have done well, but agar tumne aisa kiya hota, to aisa hota.
yeah, but that is correct. But here in translation, in typing, written, and if you follow means as if it is in future.
No, because if is coming.
Had you followed, ऐसा नहीं लिखा है.
Correct. It is past tense verb that is used.
Correct will be this, no? Had you followed.
Had you followed that, correct, because it is like the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is not going to do it and he's not done it before. That's why past tense is used.
Because it is past tense, there is no effect of in.
Yes. No, but if it is showing that even if somebody does anything like that in future, which means that is for us. So this is the beauty of the Quran, where Allah Ta'ala is telling something to the Prophet, but he's meaning it for us.
Extended to present generation.
Yes. Okay.
And what about this inna huda or his huda, huwal huda? Both are noun.
Both are what?
Both are noun.
Yes.
Al huda, because of al, it is noun. And innal huda is also proper noun.
Yes.
But what will be the without al? Huda is the ma, the al alif khada, and ya is what ya is not having any tanween without al also.
Yeah, because that is alif maksura. So alif maksura is mabni. It is indeclinable. It will not have any i'rab ever. Always the sound will be a only. So no i'rab is written on it, right? So when you write ala, that ya, we don't put anything. So this ya is alif maksura, and that's why we don't write any thing on it. This is also noun. This is actually hudallahi. It is mudaf ilayhi. Hudallahi, guidance of Allah. Hudallahi, guidance of Allah.
So
right?
This ya will be always
it is mabni, no, that's why nothing is written. But if it was some other word, say if inna rasulallahi rasulallah, huwa rasul, suppose, right? If instead of huda word, if we say rasul, so it will be what? Inna rasulallahi, because of inna we have fatha. Correct. Right. So here, because this ya is mabni, see this tarda also, lan did not make any effect on this ya. Why? Because this is mabni. It is undeclinable. It will always have a sound only.
Yeah.
Okay. Musa, Isa.
Whenever this khada means ya maksura is there is no dots, no.
There are no dots, and the sound will be like alif. That's why it's called alif maksura. This ya is called alif maksura because the sound is of alif.
Alif is on previous letter.
No. Fatha is the previous thing, but this is alif maksura. So the sound will always be a. Hu, da. Like tar, do.
Khada alif is called zabar or
this ya is, I'll write it down.
That is ya is okay, but on the da, no, there is one.
There is a fatha there. Single
one is fatha, but in al huda it is one khada alif.
Now the difference why it is like that, I'm not very clear on that. Maybe just for the sound, or we'll have to check the Arabic Quran also. This is the Indo-Pak thing. We'll have to check the Arabic Quran, how they write it there.
In what it is
I got it. I got your question. Yeah, I got your question. Here it is a fatha, and here it is khada alif. The possibility could be that here we have the mudaf ilayhi, Allah, coming after it. So it cannot be hu dallahi. Right?
That is okay because it is mudaf.
That is because it is mudaf. That's why maybe they have put a fatha here. And here it is ending anyways, no? So huda.
So anyway, I think effect of in is there, and both mudaf is also there.
No. It is mudaf only. Effect of inna is on this maksura only.
Okay.
So isme maf'ul of radiya is what? Radin irda, ridwanun, mardiyun. Isme maf'ul, passive participle. Put your answers. Let's see if you are awake. Okay. Right. So mardiyun is the answer. Faile amr of khasira. Khasira is bab sami'a. Khasira yakh. Sir is wrong. Ikhsar. If you want amr, right? So ikhsar is the amr. Khasira yakh. Saru ikhsar. Right? Not ikhsir, ikhsar. So you should know that it is bab sami'a. If you don't know if it is bab sami'a, then you might get confused in this and this. Because it is bab sami'a, khasira yakhsaru. And that's how you have ikhsar. Okay. Plural of hawa, which you've already seen, it's ahwa. Alhamdulillah, that completes the Quran part. We'll switch on and go to the grammar part also, and then we'll take the questions in the end, inshallah. So,
Mardiya is with tasdeed, no? Mardiya.
Mardiya, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this is tasdeed.
Correct. It is with tajdeed.
There is tanween also.
No, it is the Mardiyun will be there.
Mardiyun.
Yes. Mardiyun.
With yeah, and this tasdeed also and tanween also.
Yes. Both. Right. So with that, we go to the grammar part. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we are on page 18 with the pointer A, and the table was shared with you. Did you write the full table of the verb that you studied in the lesson? So since it was shared by Qazi Saab, you should have written it. If not, you can still write it. You still have a week to go. So we have already done this isme, was, and sifat. So adjective and noun. We saw some things last time, and we are today going to do the plural of that. We have seen sarf and nahu and how the sentences are formed, and the 4 types of sentences: ismiya, with inna, with kana, with fi'liya. So ismiya is Allahu Ghafurun, goes into Inna Allah Ghafurun. Then we have kana Allahu Ghafuran. Then we have Khalaqallahu al-arda. Right? So this is ismiya. And we have learned 2 pairs till now: fi with preposition harf jar, and then we saw the sifat and mausuf. So we have the adjective and noun. So today what we are going to do is see the plurals of that. Okay. So we had seen sifat mausuf, baitun kabirun, rafa, baitan kabiran, and baitin kabirin. Haza baitun kabirun, ra'a zaidun baitan kabiran, because it is object. Zaidun fi baitin kabirin. Zaid is in the big house. So we have seen this also before. Muslimun sadiqun, true Muslim. Musliman sadiqan in the nasab state, and muslimin sadiqin in the jar state. So ja'a muslimun sadiqun, ra'a zaidun musliman sadiqan, sami'a zaidun min muslimin sadiqin. Right. So now we'll take the second pair again with the plurals. So Muslimuna Sadiquna, Muslimina Sadiqina, and Muslimina Sadiqina. So here the nasab state and jar state are both same. Only the rafa state will be with waw noon. So let us use this pair in the sentences. Ja'a, came, Muslimuna Sadiquna, came the true believers. Ra'a Zaidun, Muslimina Sadiqina. So Zaid saw true believers. Sami'a Zaidun, Zaid heard, min Muslimina Sadiqina, from true believers. So the jar and nasab state are both same. So example of plural noun and its attribute are Muslimuna Sadiquna is right. Ra'aytu Muslimina Sadiqina. Hum Mu'minuna Sadiquna. Muslimun Sadiqun is not there. So the answer is ABC. Okay. So now the nasab state, this is okay, this would be again with al, it will be specific, definite. So ja al muslimuna muslimuna as-sadiquna, ra'a zaidun al muslimina as-sadiqin, sami'a zaidun min al muslimina as-sadiqin. So when we have al in the noun, we have al in the adjective. When the noun is plural, the adjective is plural. When the noun is masculine, the plural is masculine. The adjective is masculine. When it is feminine, the adjective will also be feminine. So the example of nasab state, plural noun and its attribute of muslimun sadiqun is what? Nasab is with fatha, but when in plural it will be with ya noon. And if it is not followed by hurf-jar, it is the nasab state. Okay. So ra'aytu, I saw al mu'minina as-salihin. Ra'aytu, so it is in the nasab state. I saw Muslims. So A is one of the answers. Ra'aytul mu'minina salihina. This also Ja'al muslimuna sadiqun is rafa state. Ra'aytul muslimina sadiqina. Right, so here we have it with al and without al. So an example of the nasab plural noun and so actually this is also there, but I think they have given only D as the answer. Both A, B and D are the answers. So nasab state with al, right? So nasab state ra'aytul mu'minina, ra'aytul mu'minina, ra'aytul mu'minina salihin. The first does not have a adjective attribute. So ra'aytul mu'minina salihin. This is the answer. Ra'aytu is not with al and the others also. B is the answer. Translated to Arabic, not satisfied with a definitely disobedient people. Allahu yarda anil mu'minin fa inna Allah yarda anil mu'minin fa inna Allah la yarda anil qawmil fasiqin huwa yarda anil qawmil fasiqin. Allah is not satisfied, so la. Right? So fa inna Allah, indeed Allah, la yarda, not satisfied, anil qawmil fasiqin. Okay, so C is the answer. Hal ra'aita, do you see al muslimin as-sadiqin? Do you see the true Muslims? Naam, ra'aytul muslimin as-sadiqin. Naam, ra'ayna, no. So ra'aita is for second person, so answer will be ra'aytu. So A is the answer. Hal tasma'u min al muslimina as-sadiqin. Hal tasma'u, do you hear min al muslimin, from the true Muslims, from the true Muslims. So some tasma'u, we should say
Sami'tu.
no, it is present tense.
Asma'u.
Asma'u. Naam.
Asma'u.
min al muslimin
Min al-muslimin as-sadiqin.
هل في ذلك البيت مؤمنون صابرون. هل في is in ذلك البيت, in this house,
في ذلك البيت
صابرون, any patient. So the answer will be
نعم.
هذا البيت, no. Now
في
في
ذلك البيت
في ذلك. So the answer should be with ذلك, no. هل في ذلك البيت is in that house any. So نعم في ذلك البيت مؤمنون صابرون. Okay, so the other options are what?
C आएगा.
नहीं, B आएगा ना. C में क्या फर्क है?
ذلك بيت المؤمنون الصابرون. मजे आए यहाँ. C में वो change किया. सेम
ही है राइट. नहीं सादिकून है ना, ऊपर साबिरून है ना. क्वेश्चन में साबिरून है ना.
साबिरून है यार.
दैट्स व्हाई
या ट्रिकी है.
ट्रिकी मतलब this is how tricks, this is
how much concentration.
So we have 10 minutes to go. Inshallah we'll finish before that. Examples from the Quran. Wallahu la yahdil qawmaz zalimin. Allah does not guide al-qawm al-zalimin. Qawm is a plural, and zalimun also is the plural. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَرْضَى عَنِ الْقَوْمِ الْفَاسِقِينَ. Allah Ta'ala is not satisfied with the definitely disobedient people. قَالُوا إِنَّا أُرْسِلْنَا إِلَىٰ قَوْمٍ مُجْرِمِينَ. They said, indeed, we have been sent to a people of criminals. Right? So this is, I think, Surah Qaf or Surah Zariyat, where the angels come and they say, Inna ursilna ila qawmil mujrimeen. When they come to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Wallahu la yahdi al-qawm al-zalimin. And Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. So A is the answer. Example of jar state of plural noun and its attribute. Jar state is with a kasra, plural, and its attribute. So la yarda anil qawmil fasiqin is the answer, because an is present and others is not. So A is the answer. Translate. Qalu inna ursilna ila qawmil mujrimin. Indeed, they said, indeed, we have been sent to a criminal people. So C is the answer. Right. So that's the grammar part. So any questions we can take now? We have some 8 minutes to go before the session ends. This was just that we took the plurals today. Everything else is same, and everything else was a revision. So any questions? We can take it now. We had very important imports from today's ayat, and we have to implement that, and we have to see to it that we don't do things to please others while we are displeasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? We have to do things to please Allah, and we have to bear in mind, inna hudallahi huwal huda. Indeed, the guidance of Allah, that is the guidance. Another place in the Quran it says, innal huda hudallah. That the guidance is Allah's guidance, right? So there, the al-huda is coming first, and the mudaf is coming afterwards. So that is there. I think Suratul Maida, or I think Suratul Maida it is there. It's the same ayah, similar ayat, but there it is. The words are different. There it says, "Inna hudallah huwal huda." So indeed, the guidance is the guidance of Allah. Right. So any other questions? We have some time.
Grammar part. Sami'a Zaidun min muslimina sadiqina. Sometimes it is written this. Sami'a Zaidu. Ra'iya Zaidun al muslimina sadiqina. Al Raya Zaidu nil muslimina sadiqana. Quran Sharif sometimes it is like that.
Min, after min also it will be the same kind of a case, no? Genitive case and accusative case, both are same. Nasab state and jar state is, the words are same, no?
No, this Raya Zaidun al muslimina as-sadiqina. So Zaidun of this tanween will be sometimes Zaidu nil.
Yeah, that is pronunciation because of the tanween in the end. Zaidu nil.
Somewhere.
That is Nune Kutni, it's called Nune Kutni.
Yeah. So this part actually is a fail file. And
yeah, that is a file, correct. The noun that is following a verb is the noun that is following a verb will be in the rafa state and is the file, the doer of the action.
And sifat, not fail file maful nahi.
No. There's a verbal sentence, no?
No, this is verbal. Verbal.
Ra'a.
Normally it is fail file maful. Bihi. But here ja al muslimuna sadiquna is a sifat, not maful. Na?
Yeah. So this actually the dialogue between the Jews is now getting over, and now we'll have the next thing coming, which is of Ibrahim alayhi salam and the building of Kaaba and all that in the last 2 pages. So the pointers, as I said before, also are for people to memorize. In fact, if you all want, you had good time of 1 week for one ayat, and you could have sort of memorized it also. So has anybody attempted that or no? At least one para would have got over if you would have followed.
What was the exercise?
No, I was saying that we were doing just one ayat in a day, in a week rather. So anybody could have easily memorized that particular ayat for that day, and first juz, hifz of first juz, if they were taking it that day, and that is actually the reason for the pointers. The pointers were meant for that only.
This should be actually this should be highlighted in the first book.
No, when we had started this, we had said that the pointers are for that purpose only.
On the first page, on the top of the book.
It was indicated, but it is
it's
like
a good idea that 1 week is good enough for memorizing small part.
Yes. Anyways, it is never too late. You can still do, and you can still do parts, and the pointers are there. Even if you want to start these last 2 pages also, and the last 2 pages also, you can do that.
First and the last.
Yes.
Aman Rasul.
No, that is the last of the Surah Baqarah. This is just going to end of first para, no?
First para. Yeah. This book ends in first para.
Yes.
141 ayat.
Yes. No, if you continue, no, that thought process has to be there. If it is there, then inshallah, Allah is going to make easy. We have no power of doing anything, but Allah Ta'ala is going to see your attempts. Result is also not in your hand. Allah Ta'ala is going to see just your efforts. This is the best part about Allah's judgment. He is going to see the niyat and your efforts. Only niyat is not there. It has to be followed by efforts also.
Can we have test after finishing half the book? Because full book portion is very large.
Half the book is actually already over, and we did have a test in between after half was over. I think after 2 we had one test, no?
We had?
No, not for this. It was before.
It was for previous book.
It was a previous book, right. So I think if you all solve those questions which are on the website, that covers most of it. So I think that you all can sort of do at your personal thing, and in the end, we now, because already just last 2 pages are there now, so sort of 3 pages, 18, 19, 20. So 18 half.
There are 4 parts of it. A, B, C, D.
Correct. So maybe after 18B, you want an exam?
We will take another 2.5 months.
Yeah. So after page 18 is over, you want a small exam?
Maybe 1 more week.
Okay.
Right. So now A is finished. B. After B, we can have test.
Yes. Okay, inshallah. Right. So everybody can comment on this. I'll keep the group open for a week or so. So if anybody has certain other ideas, we can sort of take that also, inshallah.
The test after one whole book is a large portion.
Yeah, that becomes large. That's right. Inshallah, we can keep it after the next one. Any other questions? Right. So if there are no questions, then we can conclude for today. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.